it is right now, I don't have a dime on me. So my church tomorrow is probably going to be online. At least if banks would not let me have access, I can still get to do enough data anytime data finishes, and then I'll continue working online. It's so funny. I mean, I've never experienced such a situation before. I don't know why they would have to, like, what part of the world where they would have to forcefully assign something with people. I don't know. Just just one of a kind. I'm not a Tinubu fan, but the truth is that man is the only person that can resolve this situation that is on ground here. And one thing for sure is he might probably, man, I don't know. I just don't know. It's one of a kind. But well, it's just a few days to the election, so we'll find out. How are we all doing? So we are fully back. How many of us are here? It's just three of us. Where are others? Where are others? We are live. Oh, I've been trying to, for some days now, I've been having issues with Zoom. So I've been trying to start using the Microsoft, Google Meet. Google Meet will not allow me to do a recording, except I have a subscription on Google Workspace. I think the minimum is $12. And I tried to enroll. They were supposed to give me a 14 days trial. So I was trying to just subscribe, and they kept rejecting my card, the same card that I use on Zoom. I had no choice. I just had to just keep looking. So we would continue to make videos of. I just like the Google Meet. It's just very easy to and it's just one. Okay, so how has it been so far? Because of this whole thing that is going on, I'm going to like change the workflow of our activities so that we can quicken the processing. I think that's the car way we can easily jump through this, because only God knows what is going to happen next week and then a week to the election. I'm already seeing complete lockdown in Lagos, and I'm planning to travel back to Lagos a week to election. So I don't know yet, but either way, all I'm just saying is I'll have to change the entire method that we used to teach, just so that we can quickly finish up on time. Not just like finish up. At least we should have gone ahead. So I'm already updating the new outline I'm working on. So I'm just trying to find ways that we can just focus more on the most important part, which is the UI design. So every other thing, even the case studies that we want to work on, I see that I already posted on it. I just want us to focus on Figma throughout. So what I'll be doing is we'll try and for the 50 days design challenge is generally for the community. So if you want to join, it's okay, but we would just be having our own activities. You can see that I don't usually review their own designs. It's just few things like that once in a while. For our own cases, is going to be our own personal activities here on Good. So it's going to be something I would have to be working on. For our designs are not going to be, we are hoping now. Our designs are not going to be, so I'll just show us a few things of Figma. I did something on Figma last night, and it took me It took me over. I'm trying to share my screen on the laptop. This guy has started updating. I don't understand. I need about 5 different email templates design. You know those when you are on a subscription, when you register on an account, they send you an email, and all those things. So I did something close to that on Figma. Actually, I'm supposed to design the entire thing on Figma on HTML, just a normal raw code thing, but I lack a lot of creativity. My mood was not really in the whole thing. So what I had to do was pick a template. And then I'll show you. It's like magic. There we go again. Zoom will start acting as if okay, this was the template. Open in new tab. The Zoom is still loading up on my laptop. This is something that Google Meet would never do. It doesn't take forever to load up on laptop. I'm using the same internet on laptop. The reason why I prefer to start the meeting on my phone and then share from laptop is if I do everything on the phone, sometimes it will just disconnect from the laptop. My internet will just disappear for no reason. I'll start jumping around trying to look for how to get back in. So that is why anytime the internet just gets disconnected, the phone still stays connected. So I can easily find a solution to that. Okay, great. So I want to show you a little design. So like I said, I'm going to quickly in the design process. I'm going to quickly in every of our activities. And then I'll be showing us a few things that we'll be covering. So what I did here was, there was a chart. Oh, a lot of people here. Nice. It's good to have everyone here. I think we are still missing about 2 people. So yeah, I think so. Okay, so I just wanted to show us like a quick trick. I did this thing last night, and I was given the task last week, and I should have executed it since, but I had so many things to do. And I personally took up the task because I wanted to just touch some few designs. It's been a while I designed for a project like that. So I wanted to just test run something. But sadly, I just didn't have the time. And today was the deadline. So I had no other choice than to find something. So it's still loading up. I just want to show us what I did and how I did it. And I finished it in less than 30 minutes. It's a very simple task, like really simple. I'm actually a front-end developer. So my job was to design it and then code it. I did everything right here. Come on, come on, come on. Why are you doing this? Oh man, this is not nice. Not so nice. Wow. This is not nice. When they took out. God. What's going on? Wow, man, this is serious. I don't know, should I close it and restart it? It's not just going to take another long. It's not even going through. This is not nice. Let me just try and go through it. Sure. I think this is like really serious. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's really slow today, and it's not funny. I don't know what's going on here. I think this file is not even coming up. Wow. Okay. Let me try and disconnect and then connect again. I think. Oh, wow, 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 wow. That's completely even disconnected me off the bridge. Oh, why is Figma doing this? Come on. This is the disadvantage of all these online softwares. As much as I like them, it takes forever. But it wasn't like that yesterday. It wasn't like this yesterday. I don't think this should be a network issue because I'm using Zoom right now. Yeah, right here, right now. I don't know. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's see. Okay, let me see what I can. Yeah. Figma, why now? That's this morning. Eh? Management networks. This is the network properties. Okay, I think whatever is delaying the network now should have gotten better. Come on. I'm trying to do something from the laptop settings. Yes. Oh, thank God. Where's this other one? Main one. Because I'll just stay put to everything that I'll do. Sorry, please, can we mute? Okay, I think while this one is still waiting, I think I can just go ahead. Okay, so let me zoom in. These were the 4 email templates I worked on last night. I see it's nothing really. Of course, an email template is not supposed to have too many designs and all. Let me remove the old what's it called? Yeah, so that we can see them clearly. Of course, this is a very simple email template. But remember, I said I didn't have an idea. There was nothing. Nothing was coming through. I didn't even know how to start, and that was because it's already an urgent task because I didn't start working on it when I should have. So it was a very critical situation. I don't even want to try and preview. But the fact that this one could load forever, I wonder how long the preview would. So this was the first email newsletter for a free trial. A free trial of something is ending, and then the text, then the button, then this footer for what happened again. Oh boy. And the two files have opened successfully. I don't know why this Zoom disconnected again. Starting to 8 on Zoom. Very sorry for the old network issue. And okay, so I think the two files have opened. So this is the first one. So it's just a normal email template that every user would receive. So this is for a user that needs to renew a subscription or something. Look, I think this particular content here is not the right content for this page because look at the content, the subscription is about to expire, renew today. So, and this is like a trial. So I'm supposed to change it, your subscription of something. I'll change that later. So this is the first one. And this is another one, email verification. I'm sorry, please. A few minutes, please. I'm coming. I need to do something. Yeah, I'm back. I'm very, very, very sorry. I mistakenly stepped on my glasses and it broke. And then that. Okay, so this is the other one. This is an email verification. You can see they have the logo. It's a very simple process, and you can see that there is an alignment. If you notice, I did something at this point here. That is the layout, which made my alignment very neat. You can see if I look at every other ones like that, they are all similar. So which other one? Okay, this is another one. This is another one, payment confirmation, then payment process. Of course, I could have added more beauty to all of these things, but they were not really concerned about something beautiful, something. They just needed the raw codes for all this. So the fact that they don't really need something really complex, which made it very easy. All I just had to do was this. Let me show you what I did. I just searched for email template, UI design Figma kit free download. And that was exactly how I searched for this last night. Email template, UI design Figma kit free download. Then this is a site. This is another one. You can see this color, this kind of color indicated that this was the pages that I clicked for. You can see all the results I had here. So all I just have to do is open this one in a new tab, and I went on and on. I tried to look through. This is Dribble. You can never download. I never download a file from this angle. Here, you can probably download it, but it will be paid. But this is the best platform. Figma.com/the community. Once you just click this, so this was where I got the templates that I used, and you can see we have a lot of them. So I don't usually call them a template, they are kits because I can pick anything from that angle. So let me just show you what I did. This was the figma.com/community. So I've clicked on this. It took me directly to a beautiful email template. So number one, I did something there. What I achieved was I saved a lot of time in trying to build up something from ground up. That was one thing that I achieved. I think this one is going to take forever to look. So, okay, I think it's fine. Man, what's going on? And today is somehow, I don't know. I don't know why it just keeps disconnecting and disconnecting every now and then. Someone here said I should be calm. Am I not calm enough? My glasses just broke again. Like the second time. Calm now. I just don't understand why the Zoom has always been like that. You just disconnect from the laptop and it stays fine on the phone, and it's the same Wi-Fi. That's confusing. Uh, the that trick to disconnect and reconnect, I think they usually work sometimes. Okay, so I think it's fine, but I still haven't figured out why it keeps disconnecting. So having clicked on that link, I was directed to, that was the results that I got, the template I'm not saying they were not really concerned, even if they are concerned about the beauty. Of course, an email template does not supposed to be too, too serious. Just something simple to sort out. Because the more designs you spend on an email, the chances of your user not even viewing it. And the reason is because if the network is not strong enough, like what I'm experiencing now, anybody that opens this kind of, like this black one in the center, this one is too much. Anybody that open an email looking like this, they would experience, they probably will not even see anything. Everything will just, only the text will display. So what's the essence of, that is why it's always best for an email to be completely simple. Like always simple. Full search results. I got to this page and this was a template. And some of this template can be free, some of them can be paid. It is dependent on the template. It depends on luck. Of course, this is an email template. I can't really pay for something like this. It's just a normal thing. So what I did here is you just click get a copy. You see, the moment you click on get a copy, it will load up and open it in this format. So which simply means that having clicked on this button, you can see, if you look at the tab name at the top here, you can see where my cursor is. It's the same name. So once I click on get a copy, it will make a duplicate of this entire file into my Figma, because it's a free kit and I can use it however I want. The only thing I cannot do is, this guy designed 5 different templates. I cannot just carry the entire 5 as it is without even doing anything on it and then call it mine. No. So what I did was, these are the 4 beautiful templates he did. These are the 4 beautiful things he did. This is the first one. You can see they are completely beautiful. They're completely beautiful. This is the second one. This iPhone option. Then I have the third one. Man, this is like a ridiculous experience. After stressing yourself with the whole money and fuel issue, internet is deciding to play pranks on me. I'm not dealing with disconnected network every now and then. I think it's fine now. I pray it's one. Yeah, better stand still and let me enjoy this class gently, please. Stand still, no shaking. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, I'm very sorry about this whole network issue. I will make it up to us, I promise. And we know it's a lot of class initially, so. Now this is another one. You can see all this graph, these lines are from the layout grid. You can always remove them. All you just have to do is you click on the frame and then come to the, I see these are the three. Why would they even have 3 different grids? Oh, yeah, this is reason. I'm always okay with one grid. So you can see this is another template format. I kind of like this one. I didn't come and see it. And this is another one. So for my own design structure, everything that I did here, it was just one template and I just duplicate. So I used this first one. Now, what I did was I had to just come here, then come to file, then create a new design file. Then I copied this frame, and I went ahead to paste the frame right here. So this was the part where I dropped the logo. So I just copied the entire frame right here. This was the frame I copied, in fact. See have it here. So you can see copied these two frames, which was this one and the third one, that is and this one. I copied this two, hoping that in case I don't feel comfortable with the first one, I could use this. I just had to pick those two because they were quite simple and doesn't really have too much complexity in it. So having picked it, I just copied it and then duplicate it. You can see I was beginning to add the logo here. I just made a duplicate of this, then bring them here, and this is what I produced with it. Very simple and quick, no stress and nothing involved. So having done this, the reason why it was quick to do was because of the help of this template. So I don't have to start picking a frame, drawing them, picking letters, picking text. All I just have to do is make a duplicate of the entire frame. Then I make good use of it in the situation. So now let's say, for example, you ended up, you have to like play ahead with this Figma community bit. Let's say you ended up working on a very simple or quick project. Of course, any kind of quick project you come across may not be a mobile application. When it's going to be a mobile application, it's going to be probably a very short kind. But let's say you end up finding, maybe you want to work on an app landing page for maybe a client or a startup or someone just to just run your work on. Even if it's for a gig that will be paid, let's say an app landing page, all you just have to do is you can either use this platform, just to app landing page UI kit. Now, the major challenge of this particular page is sometimes it's always limited. That is why I prefer to go through Google. But if you come here, you can see this is real estate app UI. This is UI kit, travel. This is not what I'm looking for now. I'm not looking for a mobile, I'm looking for a web. Let me search again. What can I call it again? Let me go directly to Google because these guys are not. And you see all these things you're looking at, they are templates. You can see a full template. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. So once you gain access to all this file, the same way they provide it here is the same way they'll give it to you. All you just have to do is you don't have to design on their own duplicate copy. You just have to create a new file and then copy the entire thing and then just start customizing it. Now, who would know that I actually duplicated this particular design to make this? They don't look alike. They're different. The structure, the font, everything is different. Let me remove the layout. Can you see? The only similarities they have now is, yeah, maybe the alignment, but at least the fact that they have other information, and mine is just as simple as ABC. You can see that it's a lot different. There are a lot of differences in the situation here. I've been disconnected again. God, what's going on? Thank God I didn't plan on doing deep designs today. This is how this thing is going to. I think I have to completely stop using Zoom to further notice. Yeah, to stop using Zoom. So looking at what I have here, I said this is the templates I duplicated and this is what I have. So I'm still trying to use, I can't find an app landing. Let's try, let me say you want to help someone with a real estate website. And as a UI designer, you want to help design things, you want to make things. It's a very quick process and it would really help your searches. Let me say real estate website UI kits. So the reason why I'm showing you this is there are situations whereby you find yourself dealing with a very large crowd, like or maybe urgent or large crowd, like what I experienced last night. You can easily just do something with it. I'm easily do something with it. You can see, look at real estate. Loads of real estate, but we're not dealing with mobile, we're dealing with web. This is one web, so I can start here. Open a notepad, that's one. Let me check this guy. Like I said, some of them are free, some of them are paid. Now, what we just want to achieve is we needed a starting point. We don't want to start from scratch. That is why we are trying to jump on this. And the truth of the matter is, it's not always best advisable to always use templates like all the time. It's best to have the ability to be able to design your work by yourself from scratch. But even though you have a copy to all these files, it still does not stop you from making use of them. You can still go ahead and make use of all these templates however you want. And the purpose is just so that it can give you that idea, that concept of something that you want to build. And one major thing is the inspiration. Don't let me waste time on this thing. Let me just focus on one. Because everything is taking forever to do. Like I just get a lot of templates. So the reason why these templates are there is for personal use. And you don't have to, what I usually advise is before you pick a template, one thing you should do first is to create your own wireframe. So once you create your own wireframe and you decide to pick a template, whatever you want to use the template for must be in line with the wireframe that you design. I think I have a wireframe that I don't think I want to go to that, but let me see if I have it somewhere close. I have a wireframe that I'm working on like that. So I just structured the wireframe. So I haven't structured it. The next thing I want to do with the wireframe is to just look for a template or a kit that could help me execute the entire thing from ground up. And well, that is what brings us to the Pinterest, where we get all of our information, all of our activities, everything that we just try to jump around on. And oh boy, I think I'll just explain it. So the first thing you have to do, let me just try and write something somewhere. So the first thing you have to actually do is, number one is to, first, you have to plan. So having made all your plan on the product you want to work on, because you can now then consider trying to gather kits to take care of your designs and your job. And having gathered kits, that is where your wireframe comes in place. So once your wireframing has been executed, then you can decide to just move on to trying to make good use of the template. But like what I have here now, let's say for example, maybe there was a review on this entire product that I work on, and there is a need for me to, maybe they wanted me to start adding images or something. Then I could still make it work because this is like the default template of something I can work on. So all I just have to do now is I need to just extend the height and then find a way to incorporate something in it. So regardless of how a template can look like, you can easily make good use of any template at all to execute any design you want to do. So you can just pick it, then use it but you just have to be creative in it. Let me explain it this way. Let's say, for example, there is a way some of these artists usually draw when they are starting up. like they're just getting familiar with the whole concept. What they do is they pick an actual ready-made designs and then they try to trace. They trace the design and then they try to replicate it. So that is exactly how the templates would work. So the template would help you supercharge your design strength, but always make sure that you don't get used to using a template all the time. It's not nice using the template all the time, because if you use the template all the time, you would lack the ability to want to start a design from scratch. You'd lack that ability. You would not be able to start anything from scratch. But if you have a very large project and you know you have that confidence of starting this particular product from scratch, your templates can just help you quicken those process. That is where your components, I'll show us some of these components. Okay, so now this is an example of a kit. See this website text, this format, it's a kit on its own. Because if you have a design you're actually working on and you needed something close to this, it's not as if it would take you a while to actually do this, but having copying or replicating something of this nature, it will just quicken your workflow. Because the truth of the matter is a complete design takes time. Even if you want to hire a professional logo designer to help you design a logo, it takes time because they probably even spend about 90% of the timeline to think before they even start to do design. It's the same thing as UI design. Sometimes inspiration will just disappear and you find it difficult to even around all these things. So that is the essence of always having a copy of all these things. So another example of something I could call it is this button here. Now, of course, button can be as simple as quicker anybody would want it to be. You just come to a rectangle and then pick a rectangle, draw the line, then come to the corner radius, then give it the radius, and then add the text, of course. But having this just as it is now can quicken your task. Now, this is a component. The reason why it's being used as a component is just to also quicken the entire design process. So let's say, like what I have here, this is a button and this is a button. I don't think the other ones have buttons. And this is a button, this is a button. Now, I use this button here, and the possibilities that I may want to still use it, if I want to continue to use the button continuously, I would have to convert the first button into a component. So I'll just right click on it and then create components. Once I create components, if I want to use it, let's say maybe there is a review and I was told to add it into this payment process. I will just, having clicked on this payment process, I'll just come to this side. Let me see. This is where my component. Okay, this is the email verification. This was the one I just added button. Now I'll just click it and it disappears here immediately. Then I'll drag it to its right position and then make few edits. Now, some components don't always give you access to really do an actual editing. The situation like that, let me see, would this one allow me? Maybe I want to change the name. Let me say this is, or this one is nice. I've seen some situation of component whereby it's very difficult to actually make edits on them. So in situations like that, when you experience it, just right click on the component you created and then click on detach instance. Once you click on it, it will turn back into a normal object. Then you can make all edits you want to do, then change it back to a component. But I think this one is great. So if I want to change the color of this, I can just click on the object and then I can give it a color. It's still a component. So that way it saves me the stress of having to go back and start drawing a button, text, and everything. So another thing I could call a component is at this footer social media icons. This footer here, if you prefer not to receive something, I could also use this as a component. Reason because I repeated it into all 5 designs. So you can see I have it here as well. I have it here. I have it over there. So I can easily convert this into a component, then just start bringing it in. So it will save me that time of having to design all those things. So that is why there's always a need to always make a jotting, a workflow. You just have to make a structure of the workflow before you go deeper into building a project. So once you've been able to do all this, to help you identify the things that you know you would need. Now, if you're working on a login and a register page, you know there's some things that are very common there. Email section, password section, username section, and then the button. So that kind of a thing can serve as one component, because by the time it gets to the next screen, so either let's say you start with login, the time you want to do register, you can easily just replicate them into it. Now, the number one advantage of the component is on the fact that we have how many frames that we how many frames do we have here? Let me open up all the frames. Okay, so I have just seven frames. Now imagine I have about 150 frames, and the job is not even yet completed, and maybe I'm on 151, and then I needed a particular design format that I worked on the 5th frame. Now you can see that distance. Imagine this is 7 so far, and look at how it's entirely covered the screen. Now imagine it's over 150 and you are already on 151, and you needed something that you've worked on the 5th frame. So how would you have to zoom? Of course, the only thing you could just do is zoom out and then start locating your 5th frame. So that one is even if you were able to number and name every of your screens, every of your frames, like giving them an actual name that you can easily identify. Because if you give them a name, it will be very easy to search for them right here. But if you don't give them a name, you can see we have local components, we have email verification. So if you didn't give them an actual name, it will just show the iPhone, something, the way you drag the thing. And that's what it's going to show. So that is why it's always very necessary to give them an actual name. So aside that, the particular thing you need on the 5th screen, let's say when you were designing it to the 5th screen, you remember to convert it into a component. All you just have to just do is go to the component section, and then bring the guy in. It will definitely display a regardless of the number of screens. So you will see the 5th screen name here. Then you just, let's say this is our 5th screen, you just see the component here. This is it. And then you just click it in. Easy. So now, you are designing a project, and then you wanted to start creating those components one after the other. That is one of the essence of having a copy of all these templates. So if I'm working on a project now and I want to start creating components, I know I'm going to need a lot of buttons, and then I know I'm going to need something similar to this. I know I'm going to need, let's say, something like this. All I just have to do is I come over here and I just copy it, and I go and paste it inside my design. Once I paste it inside my design, it becomes mine. I edit it to what I want, because I know too well I'll be needing it at a later time, and I just continue to design. So all of these things makes the entire work process easy, because even a website designer can design a website completely between 1 to 2 days. So imagine us UI UX designers. How would it take a UI designer about 3 to 5 days to get a job done? But for they're working remotely for a company, they probably won't mind, because they understand the duration. But They are working for both people remotely. If you tell them you are going to deliver 5 days, please let it be 5 days. Except if your grandma, maybe you lost your grandma. That's the only excuse you can give. If you if you miss their deadline, please go look for another job. Just start applying for another job. But some of them can be very generous and they just give you a warning that you're delaying. If you repeat it again the second time, bye-bye you. But as a freelancer, you are a freelance UI UX designer, you really have to focus on delivering on time. You have to focus on delivering on time. So that is the power of having a template, because those people don't care whether you want to use template, they just want to see a design. So whatever design you want to work on, you just have to quicken the process. So, and the reason is because you're not the only freelancer out there. There are a lot of freelancers out there. So if you are going to, the only thing that I don't compete with as far as freelancing is concerned is my price. So if I charge him $500 and someone else is saying that 500 is too much, you ask someone that maybe you should go and give it to that person. That's my nature. I know I need that money. I know I needed the job, but then I can't sell myself low. I can't even stress myself to do jobs that would be because those people who will charge you low, they'll give you a lot of work to do. There was a particular Shopify guy from Romania. The job was through Fiverr, and it wasn't directly to my Fiverr account, it was through a friend. The guy was not really a Shopify guy. He's a UX person. So I was even the one who trained him on UX. So when he got the job, it was like, should we work on it together? And like, no problem. That was around December. And I gave him, how much did I even tell him to charge the guy? I told him to charge him $300. And then the guy was like ready to price us low. Me, when it comes to negotiation, I prefer to talk to those people myself. But since I wasn't there, we ended up agreeing for $200. So after agreeing for $200, you know how Fiverr activities go now? They will have to drop the money on Fiverr. You'll be seeing the money there, then you go and work. Once everything has been approved, that is when Fiverr will clear your bills. You don't have to wait for like 15 days to collect your money. You see that last time? I said no to it. Like I said no to it. So what I'm just trying to say is, number one, the initial charge was supposed to be 300, and we had to go down to 200. Now, having agreed to take the job from my guy, I went ahead to execute it, which is great. And I finished the job. I think I gave him 5 days. I finished it because Shopify is very stressful. I finished the job. Having finished the job, I sent it to my guy, delivered it. When the client was ready to make review, it sent another set of tasks on the website. These tasks were not actually in the first document for the job requirements it sent. And if I was the one talking to that kind of a client, I know how to charge extra for that kind of job. So
yes,
he has placed me in a very difficult situation because number one, the pricing is not okay. Number two,
you don't look close to finish.
Sorry, please, can you mute? Number one, the pricing was not okay, and then I still have to do extra. So when you find yourself in situations like that, you would have to be dealing with lots and lots of clients like that. So that is why it's always very, very quick to get used to using templates. So at least, even though they are going to pay you less and to stress you, you would know you won't be spending too much thing. But of course, when you're picking a template, pick a template and do better than the template. Okay, so please, if you have any questions, we can use the chat section so that I can answer them. So the next thing I want to talk about is templates. Plugins. Figma has a lot of plugins. Like I was talking about how I designed all these image templates, right? Now the initial goal was not to actually design. The initial goal was to code. All they needed was an HTML and CSS code of these templates. Of course, it's not something that can, at least within an hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, can code this entire thing. But I had a lot to do last night. I just couldn't get the whole thing done. But I was able to convert this entire design into a fully functioning HTML and CSS code. Of course, I have to still do some little tweaking. It's just like you are scanning a document from your phone and then you converted it into an editable text. Of course, you still have to start reading it through to make a lot of edits. Very important. For the help of Figma, I think I wrote an article earlier this morning about all of these Figma plugins. There are a lot of Figma plugins, and this was the one I used. So what I did was I clicked on this particular, I clicked on any individual frame, and I came here. This was the Figma to HTML I used, then run. I pray the internet will not perform its nonsense again. So it's just literally load it up. Yeah, oh, thank God. So see that design that I just opened there? This is the entire code conversion. So before you can easily make good use of this, you need to actually understand HTML and CSS. So that way you can make your edits. So all I just had to do is copy it, boom, and then I started using plugins here. And that is where our task is going to fall in. I would want us to try and execute, go through all these plugins. You can see all the plugins that I opened here, recent Icon Scout. There are a lot of plugins out there. A lot of plugins. Let's see some big print, effortless printing with Figma. Wow, let me see. Oh, country restriction applies. So please check shipping countries. Okay, what these ones would do is they will help you print your designs and send it. Isn't that? Select design, get instant price code. Yeah, that's what they do. Once you design something, they just said, we have a lot of printing press in Lagos. We don't need them. A lot. They will print it for us. Hidden Finder. Uncover hidden elements in your Figma pages. It's Hidden Finder. Who's calling me? I'll call you. Quickly find, manage, and remove them with ease. Okay, now I think this is an amazing plugin. What it does is, like what I was explaining, when you have a lot of over 150 screens on your page, and then you're trying to search for a particular thing, maybe particular components, or a particular object, or a particular frame, this plugin can easily help you search them. But this would only work if you remember to name every single object. By the time we go deeper into designing, you'll be seeing how I'll be giving names to even a single rectangle. I'm going to actually give it a name because that is the actual concept, and that is what we have to compulsorily follow suit on. So let's check another one. Word cloud. Make beautiful functional word cloud generator. Add words of your own or use one of our automatic process, automatically generate templates and color palette. This is looking like, I don't understand. Abstract icon, AI generator. This is an icon. So there are a lot of plugins. All these plugins also help us quicken all of our design process to supercharge every activities that we are doing, to supercharge every activities we are doing. Please, if you have any question, you can just unmute and let me know. So there, like I said, there are a lot of plugins. So
Hi, good evening.
Okay, good evening.
Yes, sorry, I did not get what the hidden finder is supposed to do. Like
okay.
I didn't get
the hidden finder.
yes.
Okay. Let's say we have right now on my screens, I have about 7 different frames. But let's say we have over 100 numbers of frames, and you're trying to make edits on a particular section of the frame. Maybe let's say I want to work on this email verification here, and all I needed to do was to make changes in the information here. Because I have a very large numbers of frames and screens, it's difficult for me to actually locate this one as it is because I had worked on it and I've passed through it and I've done a lot of designs ahead. So because of the challenges of locating it, this plugin would help me easily locate it, but just by searching for anything right here. So either I'll just use their search option, search for email verification, or search for maybe ISAM or anything, at least any text that I have here. This hidden finder would help me identify it and easily just locate it for me. So I can, once you locate it, I'll just come to it and then make my edits. So instead of having to now start using my mouse and start dragging around to look for where it should be, I will just call upon the hidden finder and then just, let me see, where is it taken from? Where's the hidden finder? Did I open it? Let me search for it again. So there are a lot of plugins. All these plugins are what we are going to really use for our activities. So I want to see if they have, some of them usually have like a video information. So that is that, or I don't know, was I able to answer your question? How are you giving the color selection? Okay, so we have a lot. Now, this page will not show you everything. If you go to browse more community, probably we might see every of the plugins they have here. They have a lot, and programmers are the ones that build up plugins. We have plugins, we have AI plugins, we have 3D plugins. You know, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of stress to actually make a design and then make it look 3D. There are plugins that can easily just help you do it within seconds. You just have to like search the right plugin. I'll be writing a lot of articles on all these plugins. So you can see UI component kit. If you really want to make your work life easy, you see, all these component plugins, they are the best. Is it button you want? Is it SAP you want? Is anything you want, they have it. Let me see. You can see buttons. Let's try that.
So how do you know the plugins you need? How do you know the ones that have what the items you're looking for or the icons you're looking for?
The only way to know is to actually run them, to open them up. That's just the only disadvantage of this whole design tool, because normally what I expected them to do is like this color changer now. If I click on it, you see this preview, you should be able to show me like a short description on how to use it or what it does, at least what it does and how to use it. But it should only show me a few explanations. So the only way I can find out is by running it. So that's just the only way I can easily identify it. So this is its UI component. Let me run it. Let's run it. Aha, so this is it. It should be so sad and annoying. More component coming soon. What's that? All they have is buttons. So can you see that? Look at this. I haven't saw this UI component. I was so happy that at least I might probably start using it in my project, but this is all they have. I can design buttons myself. A component is supposed to have a side buttons, to have icons, to have call to action, to have a lot of, let me show you. I have a design kit that I saw sometime like that has lots of those activities in it. That's a lot of it. We are able to see it on time. Is it this one? I think it's that one. I don't even remember. I think this is it. I saw it just now. Yeah, this is it. UI kits. And I started, maybe. So they have lots of components, like a lot of it. So the only way you can actually tell if a plugin works best is just by test running it. Like what I just opened there. They when they know that's the only option they have, why would they even think about sharing it? That's like really, really terrible. They shouldn't have even shared something like that when they just have just few. Look at this overflow. You can see they are showing a short screenshot. I don't know what it does yet. The Overflow plugin extends Figma's functionality to create beautiful user flow diagrams and stunning design presentation. Wow, this is great. Install the Figma plugin, create an Overflow account, and then watch a 1-minute video of how it works. Now, this is perfect. Even though we are not using it now, it will help us create a workflow. Instead of having to go to Miro and then start designing a workflow, we can easily do every bit of it right here. Okay, someone said she has a question. You can ask, I'm listening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, okay, this question is for you actually. So
Okay.
like if you have like a project to work on, right? Like you, for example, do you actually do the wireframe or you just go directly and start designing? Since you're already experienced.
Okay. Should I tell you the truth how I do it exactly? Okay, the wireframe
Yes,
is
true.
I always do wireframe for every project, but the method of wireframing, yeah, I do wireframing for every of my projects. But the method of wireframing I do is dependent on the amount of money the client pays for the project. So now the reason is there's some wireframing is always very stressful. Reason being that you'd have to wireframe the entire screen from beginning to the end, and then you now have to design the UI from beginning to the end. So it's a lot of stress for just one person to work on. So there's some kind of wireframing that I will just pick a pen and a paper, then I'll just do a rough sketch instead of having to do an actual wireframe on Figma. I'll just do a rough sketch of it. And there's some wireframing that I might actually just come right here on Figma and do an actual wireframe. So that is just how I actually do it. So I do wireframing for every of the projects because the wireframing helps with a lot of structures and it reduces a lot of work stress and everything.
Because sometimes, right, if like one is practicing on like YouTube, for example, and I see people use like I see people on YouTube like showing us how to like do a certain project, like be it website or app, they just do it directly.
They just do it directly.
Yes.
A lot of them do it directly. There was even one YouTube guy that I usually follow very well. Yeah, I don't think from the day I've been watching him, I don't think he has ever done a wireframe before. You just go ahead.
Okay, but do most companies or those people that book you, do they really ask for the wireframe?
Most
like mostly the one like done on Figma, not the
most
paper,
of them,
not the low frame.
most of them would tell, most of them feels wireframing is your business. They just want to see the actual design.
Okay.
Because the purpose of wireframing is not really for the owner of the product, it's for us, the designers, because we believe it will quicken it. The wireframing is just like a rough sketch of what we want to work on. So it's our own business. Is either we do it or not. It's just a rough sketch of what we want to actually do. And the reason why most people don't do wireframing is because by the time you jump into design, there is always a lot of creativity that comes in place. And imagine you drew a wireframing and then you structured all your images to be at the top. And by the time you start designing, you just felt you don't want it to be at the top again. Then it's now change it. So what is the essence of the wireframing when you know you will still change it?
Okay.
So that is one major reason why most people just go straight to do the design. So if you believe you are confident enough to just go straight like that, you can just go ahead. But in situation whereby the clients want to see a wireframe, but 1 out of 100 clients would ask you for a wireframe.
Okay.
Not all of them. Now, most of my wireframing work are always on pen and paper. Draft, I'll just do a rough sketch. Okay, this is where I want it to go, and then that's all. then I'll just jump in and do it. So I just do a rough sketch of everything.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, so I think I love this particular plugin because of the way they explained it. But there are a lot of other plugins. There should be a plugin that can do wireframing now. I didn't even think about it until now, because there should be something that I can just use to quicken any process. So like I said, it's only, if you feel confident, you can just go ahead and do your designs. It's great. But if you feel, yeah, maybe the client requests for it, but like I said, 1 out of 100 clients request for all those things. Not all of them does. If they request for it, then you do it. But it's best to always pray that it don't, so that it should save us the stress. And now that you're already familiar with how to pick, I will send a link to the Figma community where you can check out Figma kits. So whatever projects that you're working on, you can easily pick their kits, that is their templates, and just try to make use of it. So any template you see, once you click, it takes time. So I'll just show you how to search for the template. That was what I think I was doing it before. Complete it. Let me go back to it again. So on Monday, we'll do an actual UI design. I'm thinking of doing a full one-page website on Monday. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, this was the, I see, look at components. If you are working on a project that has something similar to this, you don't have to start looking for anything again. You just come here and pick it. Let's go. Okay, so I was talking about figma.com/community. I'll send the link. So this is how you search whatever product you want to work on. Like I was searching before the network started, and I needed to show a sample of it. I think this was it now. It just didn't come up. Let me go through it again. Okay, so this is the page. Now let's start for it again. Let me start for real estate. Real estate websites UI kits. So if you search for UI design, you might probably get an image representation of the UI. You will not be able to access it. But searching for a kit directly shows that you needed something that you can easily copy to get an actual inspiration. Okay, I don't know which one of these ones will be free and which one can be editable. Okay, I'll just randomly try. How many have I opened? 3. Let me try this 3. I just open them on a new tab rather. So I would go through so this is, can you see 36 plus designs from 36 plus, at least close to 40 screens. So if you're working on the real estate project, every component you need here, if you need an image structure, you need a services structure, you need pricing structure, you have it. I think this is going to be free. I hope so. And it should be at the table. And this is 84 plus reusable blocks. So this is not a template. This is a kit that has everything you would need to work on a real estate project. I want it to load because if it's not free, you probably will write it down here. And it's still loaded. Okay, I think it's actually free. I'll be so happy to copy it. Okay, so all you just have to do is you come here, click on get a copy. Then it will just reload it and bring it into a new Figma file. That file, which might probably take forever to load now. Just pray it loads. Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay. these other ones are still coming up. Let me just focus on this one. So I'm hoping that this particular kit that I just opened would be editable. So that way, even if you want to start a website, all you just have to just go ahead, pick a frame, your website frame, and then start coming up. Now look at this. This is not free. See what we have here. Click to buy the source file just in $5. Now, ordinarily, with the interface that I see here, if I have a client who is actually ready, if I have a client who wants a real estate, I can, of course, buy this kind of template because it has basically a lot of information, it has a lot of bits, like everything that it has here. And you see, it has the home component, listing, details, listing, services, blog, single post, basically everything that you need for a site, even though you have to just now start redesigning it to suit your taste, but at least to save you a lot of stress. It's going to be like a drag and drop edit thing. So not really starting from scratch then, but we can't work on this guy because he has deceived us down to this extent and then now tell me I should come and pay $5. That's the lie is even expensive for a simple website. So they're really trying. Why would someone design over 66 plus designs going to sell for $5? But that's a lot of money. At least if 1,000 people buy this, it's money. I don't think I have that patience. Let's check another one. So that's just one of the. Okay, look at this. This is $10. See, this guy is not accessible. But if they are actually accessible, you can. The moment you click on get a copy, this one is also the same thing. $10. So that is one of the challenge I probably encounter. Let me look for something simple. Let me say login UI page. They shouldn't be selling this for me. Anybody can do this for me. I think this one should be possible for me. Logistics. I just want some. Let's login. This is something. Perfect login. Let me focus on this one. So let's say you want to design something and you don't have an idea, you don't know drawing. Want to start, I'm thinking this one will be very easy to access. Okay. Because it's a freebie. Where is it? See, are you selling it? It's freebie. Wow. $5. They buy full version here. $5. This is why I'm really making money here because with this kind of format, I can pay for it. I wouldn't mind. It saved me a lot of stress. I really can pay for this. They're making money. Full version preview. So they would only show a preview of their entire work. So that simply means I was lucky to have found an email template. Oh, that an email template for free without even having to pay anything. That actually sat directly from Google. Let me see. Login page UI kit big map. Download. Bubble has disconnected. Don't worry, I'm almost running out. You have to start disconnecting. For templates, you can find template, but I want us to focus more on the plugins because starting from our next class we'll start designing. I will be working on a website, a full one-page website. And I would want us to as well try it. That is on Monday. I want us to also try it out and see how far we can go with that. Login page UI feeds Figma. Because there will definitely be something online I will search. This is one now. Training found. No, this is not. Let me see this one. Web UI kit. 40 UI kit. Are you sure you're going to the free? This is 40. I doubt it is going to the free. This is a tag. I think this one too should be able to work. Let's see. I think searching directly from Google is better. It will take me to the right free options, so I can easily pick what I want. I just wanted to show us a quick process of how to handle. I think this is going to be free. Great. So, and I saw it then. I overlooked it. Let me check it out. Be free. Be free. Be free. Be free. And there's some kind of template you come across, and it will be very difficult to extract something from them. You don't need to really stress yourself. All you just have to do is pick this component that you want, click on it, copy it, and then just take it and put it where you want, and then start trying to adjust it. So what I will do on Monday is whatever website I'm going to work on, I will try and I'll try and look for a UI component kit that I would use. So I'll show us the entire process on how to get that one. Then the website I'll be working on is going to be an actual website that is online. Oh, nice. This is editable. Look at this. I'm keeping this. I am. Look at this is completely free. This is one login design for a website. Now, if you want to work on any site now, do you really need to start logging and register from scratch ever again? No, they did both the desktop and the mobile. And there are a lot of options here. You just have to pick the one you want. So you can see this is the advantage of. So let's say I want to pick this. What I just have to do is I clicked on this, then I'll just copy it and bring it into inside my design, and then I'll just paste it and use it to execute anything I want to execute. I think searching directly on Google Search is so great. We can easily be.
I can't see your screen.
Yeah, I'm coming. I just noticed it now. But this was the concept that I just copied now. So I can decide to use it. I can decide to start removing anything I don't want. So just so that it won't look exactly like something that I picked from this file. Okay. And say I love the fact that this one is even easy and accessible. Every UI kit that I've been searching for online via Google search, I always directly pick. So I use it. Just one file, different options, which is actually very great. So having this now, right, I'll share the link. This would like to have copy of it. So having this now, whatever project you want to work on, all you just have to do is copy the entire thing and just redesign it. It's the same job. And if you want to work on something else, you can just pick your whole sections and you're good to go. So that's just the concept with all this UI kits. So what we'll do, let me look for, can anyone give me a company website? I want like an actual trending big startup company out there that can just work on their website against Monday. There is one site like that. Is it Mona or Manu or something? Manu, is it Manu? I forgot to know. Money. No. Wait, let me look at Cash App. Cash.app. Cash App. Let me see. This is red will enter somebody's eye. I will green rather, still greenish. Look at this. Let me try another one. Except I have to check my phone browser where I can find what I want. Where is it? Can't find it for real. I don't like this. Wow. It's too busy. This is too busy. I want something much more simpler. Something on a wide landscape, something that one can just easily walk through, something that would not be really stressful. Just one page. Let me look. I'm trying to check from my device. I usually have some websites that I will just open them, all for the sake of the fact that I actually like the way they were designed. I thought I saw this site just now. Okay, I've seen it. LIF something. I found it. Livearts.io. Yeah, this is the site. I want us to work on the design, just one page, and then we'll try it out. But one thing I used to do is when I'm trying to replicate a design, I don't follow through their concept. I will try and improve on it. So whatever concept they like, if I don't like this thing, I don't want it to be this way, I'll just try and yeah, this is the site. I say it's so simple. Whitish. I think this whole thing here must have been the way this thing looks. So this is an image. You can just save it on our laptop so we can easily use it. Then trusted by, you can easily pick all of these logos. And how it works, you can pick the image as well. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, I think you can. Save as a video. Save video. It's a video. Interesting. And what else there? All these ones are just something that one can easily download. It's not an issue. Then this slider, this is an Instagram. This is an Instagram plugin or something. I think they use Webflow to do this. Oh, React. That's it. Okay, but we just want to do the UI. So just one single page and a wide looking background with this beautiful page here. So that's what we're going to work on Monday, right from the header down to this, down, then down to its footer. That is what we're going to work on. One single page. One single page website. So do we have any question? Any questions? So this is what we're going to work on Monday. Don't worry, I'll be the one to do it first. So once I'm done with it, I'll share my design and there are possibilities that I may want to improve on this whole concept. Right? If there's something I don't like there, I just want to try a better option. These are images, you can just pick the images. This whole dancing around, should be able to do that too. Okay, so now we're already familiar with those attachments that makes Figma authentic, that makes it very interesting. Those things that makes Figma the way it should be. Those are the templates, the kits, the plugins. So those are the things that makes Figma the way it should be. Okay, so do we have any questions? I want us to play around the plugins and then templates, try and examine all those templates and see how they work. So that way, by the time you want to try and search for templates or pick a plugin, you find it very easy. So by the time we start this website design, I'll be looking for an actual template that has a UI kit. That will save me a lot of stress and timing. And then like this tab as well. Now I would want to do this tab by default. Why did their website reload? This is going to do on Monday. So I want to work on that by default so that we're going to just see how it actually works. Okay, so do we have any questions? This suppose website just disconnected. Where I find the solution to the Google Workspace, so I can use Google. If I can't use Google, I have to find a way to deal with this Zoom from disconnecting all the time. I think we can take a pause for tonight. So we are meeting by Monday, by God's grace, that's for sure, definitely. Meeting by Monday, then we'll design what we are looking here. This is very, very simple, but like really simple. This color combination. Listen, but the fact that it's even white and black, I'm interested in it. I've always liked a white and black set. Then the fonts. I will show us how to get their fonts. I have a Chrome extension here that can help me identify a font. Sakula STD, that's the font they use for the site. I don't know if that was the same font they used to cover the entire it's the same font. They use one particular font for every one of them. So that makes it even more interesting. One font. So if, in case Figma does not have this, their Sakula STD font, we would have to go online and find it. And if we go online and find it and we're unable to find the actual font, that simply means the font is unique to their company alone. It usually happens like that. Some companies usually design their own font themselves and then makes it unique. You can't find it online. So situations like that, we just have to find a replica of the font. And there are a lot of fonts that are similar to this one. But I'll just show you how to get plugins, like how to get colors, like the color here in the background here. I have a Chrome extension here that can help me with color identification. So can you see it? So I just start dragging my mouse, and it changes just at the bottom right. You can see how the color code started dancing around. So I can easily identify any color code using those things on my browser. So that is how it works. I'll show us how to get familiar with all those tools. As I'm doing the designs, I'll be touching those Chrome extension, and then I'll tell us how to get them. Okay, if you have any question, I would find a way to upload the classes to the Google Drive so I can easily share instead of sharing directly from Zoom. I think that works best. So I'll be able to do that tonight. If you have any question, please drop it on the group. So starting from this new week, we're going to be doing lots of design work and we'll be sharing it on the group. And we are still going to go back to Miro for that wireframing that I talked about. But because of the whole thing that is going on in the country, I don't want us to be missing our classes. That was why I had to take a pause on it for now and then go back to it later. So we just want to focus on UI designs. We abandon UX, abandon wireframing for now. We just continue to design and design and design. Once we've been able to achieve that, then we can easily cross back through all of that. Okay, so since there is no question, then we can end the class. If you have anything you can share with us on the group.